known as World War. So this was also a world war. This was also a world war. Dhritarashtra and Pandu were brothers born in the Kuru dynasty, descending from King Bharat, a former ruler of the earth, from whom the name Mahabharata derives. Former ruler of the earth. That is how this word Bharat comes. Because Dhritarashtra, the elder brother, was born blind, the throne that otherwise would have been his was passed down to his younger brother Pandu. Dhritarashtra was born blind. He was elder, Pandu was younger. But as he was blind, he was not fit to occupy the throne. So the throne was given to the younger brother. Big problem. Elder brother wanted it, but he could not get it because he was blind. So that is what happens in today's world also. What happens? The parents are blind to certain things. They are blind, matlab. So they want their children to become that. Dhritarashtra was blind, so he could not become the king. So he wanted his sons to become the king. Whereas the rightful owner was the son of Pandu. Because Pandu was the king. So आज भी क्या होता है? What happens today? Parents cannot do a particular thing. So they want their children to accomplish that act. They drive them. They drive them to do it. When Pandu died at an early age, his 5 children, Yudhishthir, Bhim, Arjun, Nakul and Sahadev, came under the care of Dhritarashtra. When he died at an early age, now what happens? Chacha died, so the children will come under the care of Tau. This was actually the system. आज के आगे नहीं बेचारे रोड पे आ गए. ताऊ कह रहा हैं भूल गया बच्चों को. Now they were, because they had seniors there, Bhishma Pitama was there, so he wanted to see that the sons of Pandu should also be taken care of. So they came under the care of Dhritarashtra, who in effect for the time being came under the Dhritarashtra, who in effect for the time being the king, became the king to reign on behalf of Pandu, so that he can pass on the throne to the eldest son of Pandu, and that is Yudhishthir. Thus the sons of Dhritarashtra and those of Pandu grew up in same royal household. Both were trained in the military arts by the expert Drona and counseled by the revered grandfather of the clan Bhishma. So who was their teacher for arms? Dronacharya. So he was guru, but for, like you have subjects, different subjects in class, so you have different teachers. So in the same way, Dronacharya was their guru for the training in arms, and counseled by the revered grandfather of the clan Bhishma. Yet the sons of Dhritarashtra, especially the eldest Duryodhan, hated and envied the Pandavas. Why? Because he also found that he wanted this throne, because his father every time, oh beta, you will occupy this. Hated and envied the Pandavas, Duryodhan, because he found them to be his. Whom do you hate and envy? Your competitor. Right or wrong? And the blind and the evil-minded Dhritarashtra wanted his own sons, not those of Pandu, to inherit the kingdom. So the father desire is now flowing through the children. है ना? Thus Duryodhan with Dhritarashtra consent plotted to kill the young sons of Pandu. And it was only by the careful protection of their uncle Vidur and their cousin Lord Krishna that the Pandavas escaped the many attempts made against their life. Vidur was also one of the brothers of Pandu and Dhritarashtra. Pandu and Dhritarashtra didn't have the same father, the same mother. Their mother was different, father was same. Same way Vidur also, father, all three's father was same. Who was that father? Vyasadev. Ved Vyas was their father. In those olden times, this used to take place, because the husbands of both the mothers of Pandu and Dhritarashtra, their fathers were important. So they wanted that their clan should go on. So Vedvyas ji was requested by the mother of the fathers of Pandu and Yudhishthira to come and beget children in their womb. Vidur was born from the maid servant, and Pandu and Dhritarashtra were born from the queens. So this way Vidur, Pandu and Dhritarashtra were all cousins. Same father. You can't say cousins also actually. They were brothers. But Vidurji was not given much importance because he was born from the maid servant. ये किस्सा महाभारत के अंदर है. This can be dealt with later on sometime. The Pandav, now uncle Vidur. Vidur was their uncle. Vidur saved the Pandavas at many occasions when this. You know that Lakshagriha, then Bhim was given poison and thrown into the river. All these things happened. Every time they used to plan to kill them. But every time Vidurji used to save them. Now Lord Krishna was not an ordinary man, but the Supreme Personality of God himself, who had descended to earth and was playing the role of a prince in a contemporary dynasty. So now very clear. Krishna, who's Krishna? Is not an ordinary man. He was not a great man. He was much more than that. He was the Supreme Personality of God, who had descended to earth and was playing the role. So when God descends, He plays the role. He does not become one of like us. He plays a role, and when you play a role in acting, you are totally control of your role. Is it right or wrong? नहीं तो एक्टर पागल हो जाएगा. Actor will go mad, है ना? If in every role it becomes just what he is playing, what will happen to him? He will go crazy. That's why they switch on and they switch off. They come onto the scene, they switch on. They go off, they switch off. They are joking, and the next moment they are crying. So they are just a role, they are playing a role. The same way God also plays a role. And he was playing the role of a prince in a contemporary dynasty, Yadukul. He was a Yaduvanshi. He was playing that role. In this role, he was also the nephew of Pandav's wife Kunti. In this role, the role he was playing, he was the nephew of Pandu's wife Kunti. There were two wives of Pandu. Who were there? Kunti and Madri. Kunti and Madri. Sons of Kunti were three. Yudhishthir, Arjun and Bhim. The sons of Madri were Nakul and Sahadev. So these are 5 Pandavas. Or Pratha, the mother of Pandavas. So both as relative and as eternal upholder of religion, Krishna favored the righteous sons of Pandu and protected them. एक तो relative हो गए, दूसरा one they are relative. Other what was Krishna to Pandavas? Through Kunti Devi, their mother, he was related to them. He was also one of their cousins. One. Number 2, he was a upholder of religion. He comes specially for what? Establishing dharma. And what is dharma? Science of life. Please understand this. So he protected them. Ultimately, however, the clever Duryodhan challenged the Pandavas to a gambling match. In the course of that fateful tournament, Duryodhan and his brothers took possession of Draupadi, the chaste and devoted wife of the Pandavas, and insultingly tried to strip her naked before the entire assembly of princes and kings. Krishna's divine intervention saved her, but the gambling, which was rigged, cheated the Pandavas of their kingdom and forced them into 13 years of exile. Gambling means cheating. Gambling means, so all sports are gambling. All sports are gambling. Every sport. Cheating means what? To succeed, you will do anything. Dishonest, honesty amongst thieves. Competition where you want result, that is speculation. So all type of sports. Competition in sports. No healthy. Competition means to show the other person down, come up ourselves. Competition का एक ही मतलब है. There is only one meaning of competition. You want to come through, others won't. So you will have to step on someone.
The concept behind the Olympics is to hire the spirits of game. It's like so many cultures.
That's why they take so many drugs, है ना? Enhancing drugs, and then they get
That is illegal.
caught.
They are not allowed.
So the basic fact is this, that any sports is considered as gambling. You go through Prabhupada's Veda base, you have the Veda base, go through it, you'll get the reasons. I don't have time now to tell you, but gambling of any sort, sports of any sort is considered to be gambling. Anything, any speculation. Speculation को मनोधर्म. You are not sure of something. You are not sure of. Speculation होती mental है. Speculation क्या होती है?
There is emotional speculation.
So that is also mind ही है सारा. That is all mind. We don't heart. That is not. There is only three things: mind, intelligence, and ego. Fourth को नहीं बताया गया. Mind is actually your बहुत दिल से कर रहा हूँ. That is all mind. किससे कर रहा हूँ? I am doing it with all my heart. That means mind. Emotions are where? In the intelligence or in the mind? But when the emotions seep into the intelligence, then intelligence also starts working like a mind. So you don't have intelligence. Intelligence-less creatures. Overtaken, na? If a mind overtakes the intelligence, then intelligence will also be called mind. If Pakistan overruns India, so what will India be known as? Pakistan. India का अपना अस्तित्व क्या होगा? What will happen to the standing of India? It will finish. So today what is happening with us? We are ruled by the mind. That's why everyone says mind control, but they do not know how to control. Like today he was talking about positive thinking. है ना? Don't say no. Power of intention. Get it. That means I'll exploit it. Nature, you ask anything from nature, you are trying to exploit nature. Is it right or wrong? So today there is that book Secrets, na? Power of intention. You should never write no. Just everything, I'll get it. So that's actually what you're writing. I'll exploit nature. That's what we are doing. Are we not? I will become the richest man in the world. Others become poor. What does it matter?